Welcome back to the channel.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
You can't do that. You can't do that. Somebody does that in their intro.
Ooh, I thought that was Mace's song.
But somebody does that in their intro.
Anyway, we just wanted to come and talk to y'all today about, what is it? Tips on how to stay married during quarantine.
As if being married isn't a task in itself when you put it in terms of quarantine and being stuck in the house.
With
like
your
really
wife
being stuck with somebody.
and your kids, your young kids. That junk is hard work.
Yeah, it's work.
So we got some tips for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the tips that work for us. We don't know if they'll work for you, but maybe the things that work for us, you could implement
They
them
can help you.
into your lives. So we're going to start with tip 1.
Tip number 1 is most important above all else. This applies to anything in your life. You need to put God first.
Everything. God is at the top of the pyramid in our house. He's the top. I mean,
He has to be, because he's the one that you get, who you're really going to get everything that you need from.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
And then, biblically, it's supposed to be God. And then, for the husband, the wife, or the wife, the husband. And then the kids. It's like a tree, the hierarchy. Mm-hmm. So, some of the ways that we put God first in our relationship is we watch church together. We used to go to church, and it's not like she has to some women have to force their men to participate in church.
Actually, when we first got together, you're the one who was more heavily involved in church. I think you did that to trick me. No. You wanted me to think that you were like this holy.
I am holy. I believe in Jesus. I think I fell off the church wagon for a little bit because, sometimes churches be having that extracurricular stuff going on. Some of them pastors can't be trusted, but that's neither here nor there. So, yeah, but anyway, some of the ways that we put God first is we are avid church watchers. If you don't watch Elevation Church, Stephen Furtick, it's the plug. Watch him on Sunday. It's amazing.
Every Sunday, amazing messages. He has me.
Yeah, you probably. I'm a dude. I don't even like to cry.
Every Sunday.
And I be fighting back tears like, don't let him fall. Don't let him fall. I don't be wanting my bae to see me crying.
My goodness.
We pray together. You
got to make sure if you have children that you're putting God in your children's hearts and minds as well.
Definitely.
They need to be aware and know God too.
Early on. So our girls are 3 and 1. So although they won't sit through a church service with us, we have to tell them to get away so we can hear properly. But we let them know that we're watching church, and Brave loves praise and worship. So she's always singing along. What's her favorite song? Thank you. Okay, so like I was saying, we let them see what church is and what we're doing. We always say grace as a family. We have to be better at
reading our Bibles.
Yeah, reading our Bibles together, and consistency with praying together. I think consistency is key. It's key to remain consistent. So we really shouldn't miss a night praying together as a family. When we all, get on our hands and knees and thank God for the day and let our girls pray with us, So, but what you said, reading the Bible, we were supposed to, my mom bought us study Bibles for Christmas last year. We were supposed to be.
We did start.
Yeah. But we didn't remain consistent.
Gotta be consistent.
Gotta be consistent. So put God first, whether it's reading your Bible, studying God's word, praying with your family.
Serving however you can during this. I mean, I don't know how serving looks
How do
now.
you serve it during the pandemic? I'm sure that certain churches will allow you to still come in. Tithing. We forgot about that. That is one big thing that we do. We tithe. And I think that tithing is like one of the reasons why we have everything that we have today, because we honor God by giving him our tithe. So put God first.
Very important.
Next tip.
You're very good at this. I need to get better. But I think I do know when to apologize.
Know when to apologize. I think that I like to try to look at things from, all angles. And if I'm wrong, I'm mature enough now just to come to you and apologize to you.
And it's not even just knowing that you're wrong, because I think that in a lot of instances, like there can be blame on both sides.
Yeah.
So you just got to take responsibility for your part in whatever the argument or situation was.
Yeah. And one thing that you said, I think sometimes people are really prideful, and hot-headedness can go into that too, and people will, instead of just saying I'm sorry, they're just like, F that, like she was wrong too, and I'm not saying I'm sorry. But like at the end of the day, like, you're my best friend, so like, why would I want to have pride with you? And
why would we let something linger and keep going when... really an apology would dead the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll open the door to have the conversation, and it could just be dead, and you can get back on the same page.
Yeah. And then you don't want to go to sleep mad at each other, because...
it doesn't feel good.
What if you don't wake up? What if God calls you home, you sleep?
You just got real deep.
I'm saying, what if God calls you home while you sleep, and y'all had an argument, and then you don't wake up in the morning? You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about it from that perspective. Don't leave the house angry, because you could get in a car accident and never come home, and then your spouse has to live with knowing that you all had a crazy argument and you never got to say sorry. You know the grief and anguish that would keep on a person, So, yeah. Put your pride to the side.
It doesn't serve you.
Never.
It's not going to serve you.
Tip number 3.
I think along with putting pride aside and knowing when to apologize, that kind of falls under the umbrella of respect.
Yeah, definitely.
So you have to have respect for one another.
Definitely. And there are a lot of like sub points that fall under respect.
Under showing respect. Respecting boundaries.
Yeah.
And establishing boundaries if you don't have any. You have to have boundaries in any relationship.
Any. I agree. So, what? I mean, you do. I'll give you an example. I don't really believe in social media. Like, and not that social media is bad. I'm not condemning anyone who likes to use Facebook
even
or
though
IG.
We're on YouTube putting our life out on social.
Yeah, but I think it's different when it's like we're a family entity. So like I created an IG that is not just Greg's IG. Right. Like it doesn't just have like my own login, and I'm not on there liking chicks' pictures and things like that. But because I think if I'm liking chicks' pictures on Instagram, that's just like me being with you and being at the mall or being at a restaurant, and I see a big booty girl walk by and I'm like gawking at her butt like, dang, and then you look over, like, I feel like that's disrespectful. So like I don't do social media, and I've tried to tell some of my friends, delete your social media, because they get into it with their girls because they liking pictures and
only
doing
if it's causing a problem.
Yeah.
And it's crossing boundaries that somebody has set for you, and you're not respecting somebody's feelings because of things you're doing on social media. If you can handle it, then I mean,
handle it.
We all grown, and you should know how to handle yourself accordingly.
Exactly.
You know what's appropriate and what's inappropriate.
But the spirit of lust is prevalent in some men, so some men cannot handle seeing all those breasts and booties on social media.
I'm so sad.
I'm saying, I'm being honest though. Yeah.
Something that I think is major for me, especially when we get into it and we might not be liking each other in the moment, is not saying anything that you cannot take back. I'm very big on when we have a disagreement, I just don't say nothing. Because I don't want to say nothing, then I'm going to regret. That's going to hurt his feelings even further.
I make you want to say things to me?
No, I'm just not that kind of person. I have to like retreat and remain quiet in my head rather than just saying everything that I feel without like a filter.
Yeah.
And it causing further damage.
Yeah. And I'm more of a talker. So like when things happen, I want to talk immediately, and she's more like like you said, you're more like retreating, like you need a minute to process the situation, reevaluate things. You know what I'm saying? So I have to learn, and I have learned over the course of our relationship to just kind of, I still got to get better because I still press you.
You are a person who, not even just in a disagreement, just in general, you're the kind of person who, if you feel something, you feel like you got to say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think you got to tread lightly with that because, you know, feelings can... You got to consider other people's feelings. Like, you can be honest, but you also need to have compassion with your honesty.
Yeah. And I do get what you're saying because, you know, some of you all out there fighting with your husbands and your wives, and you get mad and you like, you dummy, I hate you, you're stupid. You shouldn't say those things because I feel like those types of things leave permanent scars, and then like once the fight dies down, because it's gonna die down, y'all are gonna be friends again, then that person is left thinking like, damn, she said I was stupid, or she said I was dumb, and even though it was in the heat of an argument,
you said it, it's out there.
It's out there. That's how you really feel. You feel like your significant other
It might not even really be how you feel though. It was just in the heat of a moment, like you said. You didn't take time to really process your thoughts and your feelings. You're just, whatever is coming up is coming out.
Yeah, which that's not good.
Never good.
How did you say it?
Just because it comes up don't mean it got to come out.
Hey! Food for thought, people. All right, so our other sub point under respect is parenting. Like, knowing when to let a parent be a parent. Like, I can't teach my daughters how to be women. That's your job.
Right.
Just like if we had a son, you couldn't teach our son how to be a man. Right? But one thing I will say about us is that I think that we do a really good job with like having like commonality and like mutual understanding of how we want to parent our kids. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You agree?
I think so. Like, when one of them gets in trouble and you have to discipline them, I allow you to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I trust you as their father.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to see mama like, no, don't do that to her. Like, we need to be a united front.
Exactly.
It's us against them.
Yeah. It's Team Mom and Dad versus Brave and Wish. For real though. Seriously. But I totally agree with that because like, you know, some people, you might have a husband and a wife. One thinks that you should whoop your children with like a belt. And we're not saying that we don't have to sometimes like jack our kids up or like this is my lane right here. Get out my blinds. Bow, 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 bow.
Don't tell people that you do that.
I'm saying I don't flick them in their head or nothing. I might just flick them on their little arm. I mean, to me, that's better than getting a switch off of a tree or getting a belt.
I really want to know who in 2020 is still getting switches. Nobody's doing that anymore.
Some people probably beating their kids with shoes.
But like, I'm a switch, though.
I know, yeah. That was when I was growing up. Like, my grandparents used to be like, go out there and pick a switch off that tree. And if you try to get a skinny switch, they would go and pick a fat switch.
I didn't get a lot of whoopings growing up because it only took a couple times for me to get it.
I didn't get whooped like that. I got whooped a couple of times. But, like, we don't whip or we don't beat our children. Like, we believe in talking to them and teaching them what's right from wrong. Now, every now and then they get so out of control that they might need a little...
Because sometimes toddlers don't listen to reason, believe it or not.
Exactly. But that's something that we agree on. We agree that every now and then it might need a little tap on the legs or a little flick, but getting a belt and like
Never.
actually beating them or hitting them with a shoe or like an extension cord or whatever else people be hitting their kids with, we don't agree with that.
No.
See? But you gotta have understanding together and respect each other's parenting style, or you're gonna like bump heads all the time. So respect each other, people. You gotta respect your significant other. So point number 4 is a big point: quality time.
I'm going home to my wife to get my quality time.
Quality time. You have to spend time together.
Not just spending time, not just the quantity, like you said, it's the quality.
The quality. And just because we're trapped in this house at the same time due to this quarantine, that does not constitute for spending time together.
Oh, you know that? For real?
Yes, I know that. Like, just because we're here and I'm like, so I have been guilty of being on my PlayStation. Y'all know I love NBA 2K, so I'm playing 2K and I'm just like, baby, come sit next to me. So she comes and she sits on the loft couch with me, and she might be on her iPad, and I'm like, we're next to each other, but that is not quality time.
We're not engaged. Like, we're not. Your mind is there, my mind is here. That's not time to me. We're just in the same space.
Yeah. So, and it's kind of hard when you have kids
It's very hard.
to find, especially young kids, like we said, 3 and 1. So they're very time demanding of our time.
That's why having support is very important.
But we got a great support system
Yes.
that we're very thankful for. But we always try to do date night, or we'll sit close to each other on the couch and we'll watch The Last Kingdom, or what else do we watch? Ozark or something like that. You know, we just try to watch TV together, or I feel like we need to cook together more. I feel like that's like but like spending time, iron out or like section out specific times. Like if you're gonna do date night twice a month, you know, during the day, spend an hour sitting talking to each other.
I think that's important, is to prioritize it.
Yeah, you got to, because you can get lost, and then you're just sitting in the house and
Put it on your calendar
make
so
an
you
alert.
don't forget. Make an alert. Set an alarm.
For real, it's really important.
So not only is spending time together important, but for me, sometimes me time is just as important. Especially being trapped in the house with 2 little people who are always calling my name all day, a million times a day, asking me for everything.
Can't even
Sometimes
go pee by
I just have to
yourself.
take a moment and go in the guest room and lock. Yes, I lock the door. I lock my children out. Don't judge me.
But I would too. Brave knows how to open doors.
And I just need like an hour, like just an hour to watch a show, or just have time to myself to like recalibrate and get my mind right.
Yeah.
So that I could come out with a good attitude and I'm not frustrated and taking my whatever's going on in here out on you or my children.
Because that might make you beat your kid with a shoe. Or,
Absolutely.
or an extension cord.
Absolutely.
Or something if you don't take that woosah time.
I started meditating, which I kind of fell off the wagon doing that. But I think that I guess prayer and meditation kind of go hand in hand, because I mean, if you're not a believer, but I'm a believer, so while I am meditating, I'm really focusing on God and trying to hear Him and allowing Him to guide me and resonate in my spirit and help me not to choke nobody.
Evie, you be wanting to choke me?
Maybe not choke you, maybe like push you down the stairs.
Oh my God! Whoa! Oh my goodness! Down the man.
We don't have a lot of stairs. You will
You're
live.
crazy. That's
You
a
would
lot of
live.
stairs. That's a lot of stairs. That's like 15 stairs. I would die.
You would live. You would just be really injured.
But I get that, because I be needing PlayStation time. Like sometimes I just want time just to play my game in peace. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to go cook. I don't want to have to change no diaper. I don't want to have to take my baby to the potty. I'd be in the middle of a 2K game, and Bray be like, "Daddy, I got a boo boo. Come wipe, Daddy, come wipe my butt. I'm done boo booing." Like, oh my God, I can't. You can't pause 2K when you in the wreck, man.
I don't feel sorry.
I don't feel sorry that you can't watch the Real Housewives of Potomac by yourself. What? Potomac, I'm just playing. I do feel bad.
Apologize.
I'm sorry. So, those are our 5 tips to staying married during.
I made a separate list just for you. This is specific to you.
Okay, what is it?
Number 1,
Okay.
always put a bag in the trash can.
Are we taking shots?
Number 2, when you drink the last water, put more water in the refrigerator.
Oh my God.
Number 3, rub my feet nightly. That's it. Those are specific to you, and we'll stay married.
I didn't know she was doing that, so I wasn't ready. So I didn't do a list specific to you.
Cause I do everything that you need me to do.
Really? How my dad say? Really? Hopefully you marry people out there, you people in relationships that you really care about, that you really want to flourish and grow into a marriage, or a marriage that you want to sustain. Hopefully you can take these tips and apply them into your lives, and they work for you.
And if you have anything additional that you want to add, drop it down in the comments. We might have missed something.
Yeah, definitely.
Let us know.
Definitely. They work for us. And we've been married for 6 years and we still love each other. Can't y'all tell? Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, share this video. If you want to see more videos like this where, you know, we're being intimate and talking about our lives and like what we do.
Give us a thumbs up. That's how
Yeah.
we'll know if you liked it or not.
Definitely.
You gotta like it to let us know if you like it.
You gotta like it. Thank y'all for watching.
1, 2, 3.
Brave, hold on, Mama.
Yep.
You're not gonna take no picture.
Come here.
Nice, Mama.
Hey, look, Father Daddy.
On purpose?
That would have been mean.
Okay.
Stand up. Stand up. You. Here, take a picture. Take a picture with me and mommy.
Ow. Ow.
Hot.
Brave.